We are in the studio of Roberta Remy, who is one of the great artists of Santa Fe, and she's invited us to come take a look at her beautiful studio here in the south part of Santa Fe. And how long have you been in the studio here?
About 7-8 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And North Light?
Yeah. And my husband built this studio because I brought him to the Art Students League and I showed him the lighting there, and I wanted this angled skylight. And so I have exactly what I wanted. And you'll notice I have these blinds, and I can close them if I'm doing a still life and get a more of a point source of light.
Oh, okay.
On my subject, yeah. So, like for example, on this painting, I just finished this painting, and if you look at the painting,
beautiful.
and if you look at the still life, that isn't what I saw, and so I had to manipulate the shades and the lighting to get this kind of an effect.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And do you bring models in here, or
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you paint from life, or do you paint from photographs, or how do you?
Well, I try to paint from life when I can afford to.
Okay.
You know, which
Yeah.
I can't always do. But I also do take photographs of my models, and like there's one painting I have up. Let's see where it is. That one. And for that painting, I had her pose. That's one of the models in Santa Fe. That's
okay.
very
Beautiful.
typical. And what I had to do is I got a dummy because the shawl and the skirt were so complicated.
I thought you were calling her a dummy for a second. Okay, good.
No, because if I had to have her back all those times for that shawl, it would have. I couldn't have afforded it.
Yeah.
I afforded her a few times, and then I did take photos, but then I had to have a dummy so I could get the natural fall of the drapery.
Beautiful.
So.
And I know you've been teaching at Valdez. You've taught for Artisan before.
Yes.
How did your career start? Were you always an artist? Did you?
I started when I was about 13 years old, and I started because I loved animals, and
Okay.
I couldn't have a dog, so I would go around drawing dogs. And that's how it actually started. And then I was lucky enough that an aunt took pity on me and gave me a big present of the Art Students League on Saturdays.
How wonderful.
And I went there, and my first teacher, and again, I didn't even choose a teacher, was an anatomy teacher, and he was wonderful.
Okay.
And that changed my thoughts.
Roberta had just explained to us that she's starting a kind of a new technique in her painting. Can you kind of show them?
Yeah. You know, one thing I want to say is about myself is I'm always studying. I don't feel it's ever over, so I'm always taking classes myself and studying new techniques. And I ran into this one which fascinated me. And the idea is you just put down brush strokes for the colors and the values, but you're not allowed to blend at all. You put a brush stroke down, you cannot touch it.
Oh, okay.
So that was my experiment to see what would happen. So I didn't finish it because I only brought it this far, and this only took me about an hour and a half, which is very short.
So no going back. One shot deal.
That's right.
Okay.
And so it doesn't look as refined or fine or as finished as my other work does. But there's an energy in it that I really like.
Yeah.
And so it's something I'm going to stick with. And the idea is eventually to, you know, get it to where it looks like something with just that stroke.
Yeah. Very neat technique. If you need to get in touch with Roberta about teaching class, she's a wonderful instructor and a wonderful person. And we're very honored to be in her studio.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. It's over.